Today's topic of lecture is electromagnetic flow meter. To understand the flow measurement using electromagnetic flow meter, let us understand first what is electromagnetism. So, for understanding electromagnetism, what its concept is? The electromagnetic induction or induction is a process in which a conductor is put in a particular position and magnetic field keeps varying. This is the first condition. Electromagnetic induction is a process in which a conductor is put in a particular position, means conductor position is constant and magnetic field is varying. Or the second condition is magnetic field is stationary and conductor is moving. So in both the conditions, there is a concept of one conductor and one magnet. If conductor is at standstill position, so magnet should vary its position so that magnetic field will vary. And in other condition, if magnetic field is stationary, then conductor should vary. So in both these conditions, this produces a voltage which is known as electromotive force or electromagnetic induced voltage across the electrical conductor. And this concept was given by Michael Faraday, discovered law of induction in 1830. So this is the theory behind the magnetic flow meter. Now, what is magnetic flow meter? So the magnetic flow meter is a transducer. It is a transducer that measures magnetic fluid flow by the voltage induced across the liquid by its flow. Now, if the fluid which is flowing is having the conduction nature, it is of conductive nature, and the pipeline is wound by winding which are magnetized with a magnetic field. So, a magnetic field is applied to the metering tube which results in a potential difference proportional to the flow velocity perpendicular to the flux lines. And the physical principle is of electromagnetic induction. So what is magnetic flow meter? Magnetic flow meter is a flow measuring instrument of fluid which is of conducting nature. Okay. For example, water that contains ions. And it requires an insulating pipe surface. Electrical insulating pipe surface. For example, a rubber linked steel tube. So this is the theory of magnetic flow meter. Let us watch in detail. Now, where it is applicable? The advantages of the flow meter against all other type of flow meter is it causes no obstruction in the flow path. It causes no obstruction or no restriction to the flow path. It gives complete linear output in the form of voltage. As we know that linearity is the first and foremost requirement of any measuring instrument. So here, since this is a concept of electromagnetism and it is giving the linear output as the response of flow of liquid. The output is unaffected by changes in pressure, temperature and viscosity of light. So, if either pressure, temperature and viscosity of fluid is changing, then also the output is not affected. Reverse flow can also be measured because there is a concept of electromagnetic induction. So, if the velocity will be changing its direction, then according to the hand rule, Fleming's right hand rule, we can get the direction of fluid flow, because the polarity of the induced voltage will be changed. And one major advantage is flow velocity as low as 10 to the power minus 6 meter per second, means in the range of micrometer per second, that also can be measured. So it can be used for very sophisticated measurements also. So this complete is the advantages of this flow meter. And this is the cut weave. This is the cut weave which is shown here, and here are the direction. These are the two electrodes. This is the one electrode giving terminal connected here, and this is the another electrode which is having connected terminal, this one. And across these two terminals, we are measuring the induced voltage. Okay? And this is the direction of magnetic flux. And this is the direction of velocity of fluid flow. So, according to the velocity of fluid flow and the magnetic flux density, polarity, north pole and south pole polarity, the voltage polarity will also be decided. And all these are in 90 degree. They are all vertical to each other. They are all perpendicular. All the directions of induced voltage, flux density, magnetic field, and this velocity of fluid, they are all perpendicular to each other. So by using the hand rule, we can find out the velocity of flow direction by watching the electromagnetic induced voltage. So this is the concept. And now the formula. This is the formula. This is the formula that induced voltage E0 is equal to BLV in ideal conditions when the other factors are kept constant. Otherwise, we can watch it here in this manner, that this is the cut weave. This is the cut weave of electromagnetic flow meter. So here we can watch that this is the cut weave of magnet. This is the cut weave of magnet. One will act as a north pole, another will act as a south pole, and this is the pipeline. This is the pipeline inside that magnetic construction. Okay, and this is the electrode connected to, or it is injected in the pipeline through which velocity of fluid is passing through. The velocity is flowing. This is the diameter of the pipe. This is the diameter of the pipe, which is actually the length between these two electrodes. So this is the cut weave, and if the flow is in this direction from this position to that position, if the liquid is flowing, and this is the direction of flux density, so what will happen? This E1 will be this terminal will be positive and this E2 terminal will be negative, and the formula is induced voltage E is equal to K B dV. Actually, the general formula of induced voltage is BLV, where B is the induced voltage across the pipeline in which conductive fluid is flowing. E is induced voltage across the pipeline in which conductive fluid is flowing, and B is the flux density in Weber per meter square, and E induced voltage is measured in volts. This D is diameter of the pipeline in meter. Here actually the D is the distance between the two electrodes. Okay, and since the electrodes are connected across the pipeline, so this is the diameter of the pipeline, and V is the velocity of fluid, which is showing the fluid flow in meter per second, and K is proportionality constant, because in practical cases the ideal conditions are not implemented and we have to consider proportionality constant for proper calibration. So this is the practical formula. Induced voltage E is equal to KBdV. Okay. Now the practical or realistic image is this one, in which you will be able to watch that this is the pipeline. This is the pipeline where the electrodes are injected at vertical direction. The two electrodes are at the same horizontal line, but they are connected across the pipeline. And this is where the electromagnetic flow meter is connected. There should be a non-conductive, non-magnetic coating over the pipe, and this complete is the in this area. In this complete area, the non-conducting, non-magnetic coating over pipe will be there. Only to show you the cut view, here this area is not showing the non-conductive coating, but since we know that this is the core, magnetic core, this is the magnetic core, okay, which will be supplied with the AC supply. So below this also there is a complete non-conductive, non-magnetic coating over pipe. Okay. So this is the realistic image. And now by learning, by listening the complete theory, working and construction, students should be able to answer the question. The question is, explain the working principle, construction, advantages and limitations of the electromagnetic flow meter. So we can watch its electrical diagram also. This is the electrical diagram, in which this is the magnetic core cut view, and the magnetic core is wound with a coil, and there may be a supply of DC or AC, but most preferably AC supply is given to the coil so that AC output voltage we will receive. Okay. The non-metallic portion of the pipe is this one, and you will watch that you will already, the formula we have discussed. What are the limitations? The limitations are that the operating costs are high, particularly if heavy slurries are handled. The second is, the conductivity of liquid being metered should not be less than 10 micro ohm per meter. So this is one restriction. Okay. And one more restriction is there, that we should discuss that mostly if we are supplying the DC voltage, then in some cases, in some fluids, there will be, here you can watch what is indicated, that the magnetic field applied is not DC. In maximum cases, it is not DC. If the liquid medium is water or any other polarizable liquid, okay, so for liquid medium is water or any other polarizable liquid, then the DC voltage, this should be DC. DC voltage can induce magnetic field in DC form, and a small amount of DC current will flow if a measuring circuit is connected to the terminals. And this can cause electrolysis. Oxygen and hydrogen bubbles will be formed, and they will stick to the electrode surface for some time. Okay, so this will provide an insulating layer on the electrode surface that will disrupt the voltage generation process, and that's why this is the condition of